the only really successful electric vehicle on the road, despite many other designs since last century, like the Enfield, which was designed in the 70s. But there have been persistent rumours that mass-produced electric cars would arrive at last in 1985. Well, those rumours were only partly correct. These are two new electric vehicles, but they're not electric cars, they're high-tech tricycles. This one, as you've probably seen on the news, is officially launched today, but this one you won't have seen, because we've had it specially driven over from Denmark for its first public appearance anywhere in the world. They're quiet, they're cheap to buy and run, non-polluting, and they haven't got any complex parts to service or go wrong. But the disadvantage is that because they're powered by a conventional lead-acid battery, they have a very limited range and performance, which is why they've been deliberately designed as one-person commuting buggies. That's to use the existing battery technology. Now this one is very small and Spartan, and it's got power and steering controls in a central unit underneath the knees. Also, you've got pedals to help you go up hills and a range of only 24 miles. It's also only allowed to do 15 miles an hour. It's fixed by law because it's got pedals, and it can be driven by anyone over the age of 14 without a driving licence. Might look space age, but in fact it's extremely simple. These are all the parts. It's powered by this, a modified washing machine motor, and it's got all plastic gearing, which is normal in hand tools but not normally in electric vehicles. There's no suspension, although the two ends of this Y-shaped chassis do give a little to absorb the bumps. You definitely don't need an electronics degree to service it. In fact, that's going to be done at home by a washing machine engineer. But being so small, open-topped and slow, there have been some worries voiced about its safety. It's been extensively tested, but the prospect of 14-year-olds being allowed to drive it without a licence is daunting. So this second Danish three-wheeler may have more appeal, especially in this weather. It's a prototype without pedals, with a top speed of 25 miles an hour and a range of 50 miles, although adding another battery would improve those figures. Looks very nice, I think, and you get into it by lifting up the back. Inside, there are quite a few interesting ideas, including something at the back here. The use of complex electronics to manage the transfer of power from the battery to the motor. It breaks down the power into short bursts, so you coast a bit and accelerate a bit, which saves power, and it's ideal for all the stops and starts of city traffic. It's taken 100 years to get this far, with vehicles powered by lead-acid batteries. But electric vehicles could have a much brighter future when the British secret prototype battery, which is inside that large box in there, comes into production, because it has 3 times the energy of a normal lead-acid battery of the same weight. Its size can be explained by the insulation it needs, because it operates at 350 degrees centigrade. It's a sodium-sulfur battery, which has managed to control the violent reaction when sodium and sulfur meet, and also the extreme corrosiveness of the product of the reaction, sodium polysulfide. It's hoped that it will power a van like this at 50 miles an hour